Today, we will talk about 10 ways to manage money more effectively. Being good with money is about more than just making ends meet. Don't worry that you're not a math whiz. Great math skills aren't really necessary. You just need to know basic addition and subtraction. Life is much easier when you have good financial skills. How you spend your money impacts your credit score and the amount of debt you end up carrying. If you're struggling with money management issues, such as living paycheck to paycheck, despite making more than enough money, then here are some tips to improve your financial habits. 1. Have a budget. Many people don't budget because they don't want to go through what they think will be a boring process of listing out expenses, adding up numbers, and making sure everything lines up. If you're bad with money, you don't have room for excuses with budgeting. If all it takes to get your spending on track is a few hours working a budget each month, why wouldn't you do it? Instead of focusing on the process of creating a budget, focus on the value that budgeting will bring to your life. 2. Use the budget. Your budget is useless if you make it then let it collect dust in a folder tucked away in your bookshelf or file cabinet. Refer to it often throughout the month to help guide your spending decisions. Update it as you pay bills and spend on other monthly expenses. At any given time during the month, you should have an idea of how much money you're able to spend, considering any expenses you have left to pay. 3. Give yourself a limit for unbudgeted spending. A critical part of your budget is the net income, or the amount of money left after you subtract your expenses from your income. If you have any money left over, you can use it for fun and entertainment, but only up to a certain amount. You can't go crazy with this money, especially if it's not a lot, and it has to last the entire month. Before you make any big purchases, make sure it won't interfere with anything else you have planned. 4. Track your spending. Small purchases here and there add up quickly, and before you know it, you've overspent your budget. Start tracking your spending to discover places where you may be unknowingly overspending. Save your receipts and write your purchases in a spending journal, categorizing them so you can identify areas where you have a hard time keeping your spending in check. 5. Don't commit to any new recurring monthly bills. Just because your income and credit qualify you for a certain loan doesn't mean you should take it. Many people naively think the bank wouldn't approve them for a credit card or loan they can't afford. The bank only knows your income, as you've reported, and the debt obligations included on your credit report, not any other obligations that could prevent you from making your payments on time. It's up to you to decide whether a monthly payment is affordable based on your income and other monthly obligations. 6. Track where you spend your money. Time to play detective with your own finances. In order to get the full picture of your spending habits, you'll need to do some financial forensics on yourself. If it seems overwhelming, limit yourself to 1 month's worth of expenses. Pull out your credit card statements, housing and utility bills, bank statements including ATM withdrawals, and any electronic payment records such as Venmo or PayPal. Either open a spreadsheet or get out old-fashioned paper and pen. It's time to total your expenses. It helps to categorize as you parse your spending. For example, you might label purchases as needs, wants, or savings debt. Or you can get more detailed and add categories such as entertainment, food costs, travel, and transportation. It's up to you how much in the weeds you want to get. After you compile expenses into one spot, total each category to see where the bulk of your money goes. You might be surprised at how much you spend eating out, or how high of a percentage your housing costs are compared to your income. 7. Save up for big purchases. The ability to delay gratification will go a long way in helping you be better with money. When you put off large purchases, rather than sacrificing more important essentials or putting the purchase on a credit card, you give yourself time to evaluate whether the purchase is necessary and even more time to compare prices. By saving up rather than using credit, you avoid paying interest on the purchase. And if you save rather than skipping bills or obligations, well, you don't have to deal with the many consequences of missing those bills. 8. Have a plan. Now that you know how much you earn, as well as how much you spend, it's time to make a plan. The best financial plans align your priority. Money management tip no. 1. With your spending habits. Let's say you're a fitness buff. When you totaled your expenses, you found that in an average month, you spend money on a gym membership, yoga class card, and new athletic gear. If that's important to you, You won't have to cut it out. But in order to meet whatever priority you've set, let's say it's an emergency fund, you'll need to cut expenses elsewhere. That could mean shopping at a discount grocery store or brown bagging your lunch instead of ordering takeout with your coworkers. To meet your financial goal, maybe you set up auto deposit to a special emergency fund savings account. When your paycheck is deposited, that money disappears before you can count it as spending money. Whether you pay for a budget program like YNAB or prefer a simple Excel spreadsheet, that's up to you. 9. Know your money priorities. Before budgeting, you need to determine your priorities. If you skip this crucial step, you won't buy into your financial plan. You need a focus to align your money goals with your money habits. That focus is what's most important in your life, right now. You have credit card debt that makes your stomach churn just thinking about it. Paying that down might be your one priority. Patrice Washington, a leading authority in personal finance, entrepreneurship, and more, advises that money priorities align with your personal values. The largest categories should reflect what matters most to you. Whether you value international travel or taking care of your body, then you can cut back on other categories to save at maximum capacity for your true priorities. Maybe it's a wedding or a vacation you want to save for. Or perhaps you want to establish an emergency fund so you're not up a creek without a paddle when your car needs an engine overhaul or your pet needs surgery. Whatever concerns you most, make that your priority, at least to start. 10. Being good with money takes practice. In the beginning, you may not be used to planning ahead and putting off purchases until you can afford them. The more you make these habits part of your daily life, the easier it is to manage your money, and the better off your finances will be. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comment section below. Before you go, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.